Hello friends, welcome to a new video. Sunday night's Senate deal is on track to resolve the longest government shutdown on record after a group of moderate Democrats dropped their key demand, extending Obamacare subsidy guarantees. The deal cleared the way for a Senate vote in which 8 Democratic defectors voted to break a filibuster and clear the first hurdle to reopening the government after nearly 6 weeks. Their move would provide relief to millions of Americans whose lives have been severely disrupted by the shutdown. But the deal was opposed by some key party leaders and is already sparking a storm of protest from progressives who accuse their more moderate colleagues of backtracking disastrously, enabling President Donald Trump to win and turning their backs on millions of Americans who can't afford rising healthcare premiums. Elizabeth Warren, a leading progressive, wrote on X, "We are in a healthcare emergency. Voting for this bill is a mistake. It may be wrong to analyze the human suffering caused by the shutdown for a partisan win after a political wrangling that has left millions of Americans without food benefits, left federal workers with $0 paychecks, and created chaos and safety concerns in commercial aviation. But the crisis, sparked by the expiration of extended subsidies for Affordable Care Act plans, whose prices are skyrocketing, was fought for multifaceted political reasons. It will affect Trump's second presidency and the decisions of the Republican majority in Congress, and help set the pace for the Democratic Party's comeback bid before next year's midterm elections. The deal sets a date for a Senate vote on ACA subsidies in December, but falls far short of solidifying their expansion. It funds the government through January 30th and guarantees pay for federal workers laid off during the shutdown and those working without pay. It also reverses Trump's federal layoffs during the shutdown and funds food stamps through 2026. Once the package works its way through the Senate, the Republican-led House must be called back to vote on the measure. The headline here is that Democrats are scheming without enough substance to block a vote on the government funding bill and shut down federal operations in early October. On its face, it looks like a massive failure. Democrats have made no promises to extend Obamacare subsidies, despite insisting that such a move is essential to their bottom line. The best they'll get is a Senate vote. There is no guarantee that the subsidy expansion bill will pass, given the Senate's GOP majority, and the chances of a Republican House approving it seem even more remote. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, a progressive leader who sits as an independent but votes with Democrats, said the compromise risks a policy and political disaster. He added before the Senate vote, "My own view is that it would be a terrible mistake to bow to Trump right now." Many leading Democrats argued that their party's big wins in elections in New Jersey, Virginia, and New York City last week were due to their candidates beating Trump on the cost of living. Now, at the first opportunity they had to put that lesson into practice, fighting for healthcare affordability, they gave up, even though polls showed most voters blame Trump for the shutdown and agree with the Democratic position. The blow could be severe, exposing deep divisions in the party that could reveal the big tent that leaders added after winning the election last week. The theory in practice. There were many unhappy Democrats inside and outside the Senate. Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego warned that he would not turn his back on Americans who saw their premiums rise sharply because they did not vote on the resolution. At a time when prices are already too high, Americans are shopping for health insurance and facing such sticker shock that they are being forced to sign up for a crappy, overpriced plan or not sign up at all, he said. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer did not vote for the deal. But Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, the party's number 2 leader in the chamber, who is retiring next year and is therefore immune to left-wing backlash, supported it. Another Democrat who voted for the deal, Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia, represents thousands of federal workers and welcomed the move to reverse the shutdown. He also argued that a Senate vote on extending the increased subsidies would put the GOP on the spot. Lawmakers know their constituents expect them to vote for it, and if they don't, they could very well be replaced at the ballot box by someone who will, Kaine said. Thanks for watching our videos.